if we use any of these four contingents of reinforcement, we can modify behavior and help the employees or the workers to be focused on their job. If they make mistakes, we can use punishments as a way of correcting or modifying behavior so that we can align them to achieve the organizational objective and also competitive advantage.
Okay, but I have a question. You said at the beginning that you consider this to be a motivation technique as well. Do you think that by creating this with these contingencies, can you really make someone want to do something?
Yes, because if you use positive reinforcement, which says that pleasant outcomes can be obtained, that is, it strengthens behavior. For example, if somebody has done something right, he receives praise, and he can also get incentive for that. If somebody has done something wrong, he knows that an unpleasant consequence will be avoided because he will not get incentive for doing something wrong. And so the next thing is that since he didn't get any incentive or praise for what he has done, he needs to change his behavior so that next time there will be a pleasant outcome from his behavior. If somebody has done something that is not acceptable, you can use extinction and by ignoring him. And when he's ignored, he feels left out. And the next thing is he might want to do something to belong. That's the way I look at it.
Why, Marcelo, are you suggesting that it's not a theory of motivation?
Well, I'm not really sure of how much you can really change what the person wants to do. You can gear them towards an objective, but I still don't really see how someone can use these contingencies of reinforcement to make me want to do something.
Is that not where behavioral shaping comes into play then?
Yeah, you can actually shape behavior. You can by, it's like giving when you bring out incentives that will encourage the employees to change their behavior because they know if they change, they are going to get something good. So, that is how it works. But my understanding is that in behavior modification, if one is not aligned to the objective of the business, then you know that it is time to take serious action. For example, endangering a colleague's life is a serious matter, and so that could lead to a sack. What I understand about it is that you have to look at different methods of shaping employee behavior with the aim of achieving the objective of the business. If somebody needs praise, then you give praise. If he needs a punishing action, then you give a punishing action. In that way, you can shape the behavior of the employees and then stay focused and aligned to achieve the goals of the business.
Okay, so can we say that this could be linked, for example, to Maslow's theory, and at the top, with this self-actualization, would be included this praise that we are receiving in the positive reinforcement?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's
Some employees actually need that. For example,
my thoughts are that you can link pretty much everything back to Maslow's theory.
so. Is there an example of this behavior modification, like a real life or a made up, just to understand better exactly how it will work out in the real life?
I don't have one. I would like to see one as well.
Okay, so if you don't have an example, we'll ask the professor for one.
Text there is.
Yeah.
Which one? Sorry.
Yes, but in the study text we also have an example. I can't remember it now. It's not handy. But if I remember it, I will share it.
Okay, so we'll ask for more anyway.
Okay, what's the next concept?
Okay, so we talk about the behavior modification, the incentives. Well, this psychology of employee-job interactions. Can we link that to power and politics in organizations and talk about those two together?
Which numbers? Sorry, number 10 and...
I'm proposing talking about number 10 and number 14 at the same time. Can we do that?
I don't really, to be honest, fully understand what number 10 means.
I just make one suggestion there, and that's just from an employee point of view. May mean that employees will be more inclined to go to one organisation that offers good reward systems and incentive and benefits package, and they therefore may be inclined to go to that organisation than one that doesn't offer good packages. That's just one perspective.
One perspective of what, sorry?
Just the perspective that me as an employee looking to go to an organisation, I would say I would choose, one of my considerations would be what their benefits and incentive package that they have, and that may make my decision over another organisation that doesn't have good benefits package.
That's one of the benefits, I think, of the group reward systems. A benefit of a successful group reward system would be that, employee retention and attraction.
Yeah, that's just one view.
Yeah.
Okay, so for this,
I suppose also it could be a sorry, just another suggestion I was going to say is also if the incentive plans are linked into the organisation's performance measures, then it gives them the employees more incentive to achieve their goal, and therefore give the organisation a competitive advantage.
okay, so
So can you, with regard to...
Sorry? Say again, please.
Sorry, with regard to... Sorry, Marcel, with regards to point number 10, can you give a brief description of what that actually means? What part of the text it refers to?
Okay, sure. What I had in my other list, I don't know if you are seeing it right now. This part talks about the job design, the psychological contract, how the employee sees the relationship with the organization in his mind, and the job content. So basically this, I think that the main points for this concept will be how the employee sees the relationship with the employer, and what's job design and what's job content. So I think we should be able to link that with job enrichment with Herzberg, and also somehow related with the part of incentives and rewards. I don't know, what do you think?
I would be inclined to relate job design to Maslow as well, because the job design influences whether or not people's higher order needs are satisfied.
Okay, so moving a little bit forward on that concept, on the part of how the employee relates to the organization and his superiors and all that, how does this number 14 come into play? The power and politics in the organization. So this is basically about how authority is enforced, and how power is used, and how the employees can manage the bosses, even though if they don't have the official power to do that. And what are the sources of power?
My take
Yeah,
here,
please.
Yeah, my take here is that in organization, we should, although there are certain powers that are positional, but in organization, in order to achieve competitive advantage, the main focus should be the use of influence. The use of influence, because too much use of power is associated with a theory X organization. But we know that modern management really recommends theory Y, because it's participative, and for you to help an employee to share your vision, you need to persuade him. And so you must have influence to be able to cause the employee to be motivated to do what you want him to do. And that's the summary of my understanding of use of power in the organization. Agreed. Some persons use their positional power to punish, but for the greater goal or good of the organization, we need to be able to influence people to willingly accept to be committed to achieve the objective of the organization. How about that?
Okay, so I will also add the other types of sources of powers that we have. Is not only this is not only meant for the employers to influence the employees, but there are also other sources of powers. So people in other positions which are not really interested in competitive advantage, they can influence other employees in the organization. So someone can have like an expert or referent power, and they don't really care about the competitive advantage, but they use that power over other people to change what's happening.
I, 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 I,
So if we go back, we only have like 10 minutes left, I think. Do you all can you stay a couple of more minutes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. So we have briefly talked about power. We have talked stress, psychology. We didn't talk much about the self-directed teams. We'll go over that later. I just want to go over this life cycle theory. Can someone tell me about life cycle theory? What's that, and how do you relate that to the competitive advantage? Can someone tell me?
Let me see. I can't.
Anybody else?
Okay. I think it's basically about the stages of development or growth of the organization. Because starting from stage 1, which is the inception and startup stage, to rapid growth and market expansion stage, then steady growth and market maturity, then the last stage is consolidation and decline. My understanding is that any organization that is formed will go through these stages, and each stage has some factors that come to play, like the structure, communication, decision style, and rate of growth. But for managers, the important thing is how to avoid the last stage. That is the very last event, which is the decline. So when an organization is formed, it should remain on the last stage and should not decline. And that means managers have to do everything they can, bring in innovation, changes, to help the organization to remain at stage 4 and continue to meet competitive advantage.
I have two questions on that. First one is, do you mean stage 4 or stage 3? Because my understanding was that stage 4 was the bad stage. If you're in it, you're in trouble because you're in decline. And the second question is, I still don't understand how it relates to competitive advantage.
Is that for me?
For anybody, yes.
Please, can you come back with that?
Sorry?
Yeah, the audio was bad, so I didn't hear you well.
Okay. My first point was on your explanation. You were discussing stage 4, but surely do you not mean that the manager's aim should be to keep the organisation at stage 3?